Good morning and welcome back to our channel of A Little Unconventional Life with Paige and Chris. So this morning, what is very exciting is that we have homegrown papayas that are ready to eat, almost ready to eat. We have many's of them. Have a squizzy at this. Look how many there are. And you may notice that they have some spots on them. So with papayas, they're actually quite hard to grow, even though they are obviously a tropical fruit. They're actually quite hard to grow up here because they get black spot a lot, which is a little fungus. And it kills the trees. So even if you do get papayas, because obviously they grow a lot, but they get to a certain stage and they stop growing, so they only grow to be green, and then they rot. Essentially the black spot kind of grows and they rot. So these are the first papayas that we've actually got that are going to full term, and so even though they've got some black spot on them, they still taste good. So I'm going to show you after I cut it up. It's so exciting when you grow something, and also when something is very hard to grow and it finally comes to fruition and then you get to eat it. It's like a metaphor for life, you know? It's like if you work hard for something, or you put a lot of time and energy and love and effort into something and it comes to fruition, it is so much more delicious than if you just threw something together, you know? Anyway, I'm going to show you what this papaya looks like, and also what a papaya tree looks like when it has black spot. So with the papayas, we're actually still figuring out a solution for that. There are some things that we have tried to stop the black spot from happening, but we haven't figured that out yet. So if anyone else has a solution for black spot, let us know. But also, we've got papayas, so we are winning. This is one of our papayas, and I just picked a papaya off it. As you can see, it's just kind of like grown. It's just grown on the side of our house, and I just picked this papaya from that tree. As you can see, it does have black spot on it, but, and I smashed it on the ground, so that's what that spot's for, by accident when trying to get it off, but it is delightfully edible when you open it. Look at that! Homegrown papaya? Yes! And you scoop all the seeds out. Mash a little banana, get a little bit of Greek yogurt here, chuck her in. Oh, does not get much of that. And give it a mash. Slap her in to the papaya. Get some organic granola. And sprinkle it over the top, and there you have a delicious papaya boat. We are going to go and deliver the goods to Chris now, who's out with the chickens. How is it going? Is it yummy? Right. Exciting. Today is a day where we are going to harvest some bananas, because we have this banana guy over here. As you can see, there's a banana bunch there, and it is over our driveway because the tree is like, I'm done here. So anywho, we're going to harvest that guy, but also show you how we harvest. So we're gonna go down into the wilds. Okay, so I just want to show you how big these trees are. That's Chris, and that is the top of the tree, the banana trees. That's how big they get. Cool, we're going to show you the process. Actually, do you want to explain your tool?
So this is a cane knife. It's very good for dealing with bananas because machetes, they tend to be really long and skinny and it's hard to get a good swing, but this has all its weight on the end, so it's really good for hacking things. And just to demonstrate it, we'll show you taking down this bundle of bananas. So it's good to like leave a little handle on the end when you cut off the flower. So usually when they stop making bananas, they'll just create a really long stem. So you chop that off because you want all the energy to go to the bananas. But yeah, so then you can get a nice little handle there. And there's your bundle of bananas.
Look at all those bananas. So one really cool plant that we actually harvested from our friend's property. It's the cool thing about having gardens and having friends with gardens is that you can go there and get clippings and then plant them in your gardens for free. One of them is actually this guy, blueberry hibiscus. It is so delicious. When you eat it, you just take the leaves off, and I put them in salads quite often. They actually taste like a sour lolly, like a sour blueberry lolly. They're so yum. And one thing that I absolutely love about being out in the garden, and Chris got me into this actually, is that you just try a leaf. Just pick a leaf of something and try it. You'd be amazed at how many weeds that actually grow in the garden that look like weeds actually taste delicious, and you can put them in your salads. Also, look, how many eggplants we've got going on. My favourite vegetables are eggplants, broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Love them. So we've got a lot of those, and at one time we had so many. We had about 8 different eggplant bushes fruiting at once, and we couldn't keep up with them. We had to just give them away. We couldn't do enough with them. But anyway, we've got lots to harvest and lots to eat, which is very cool. Papayas, bananas, eggplants, and this guy here, can you see him? That's jalapenos. Can't say I'm ballsy enough for those, but we've also got capsicums growing, little bell peppers, delicious, a little bit spicy, a little bit delicious. Also, one little trick that I learnt the hard way about eggplants and harvesting eggplants is that they're very, very, very spiky and sharp. So when you harvest them, you actually, rather than trying to pick them from the stem up the top, because that's where they have their prickles, you have to twist it off like this. Just keep twisting until it eventually comes off, which this one is not. Got it. And then you have an eggplant. But don't do what I did and try and grab it, because they are spiky as fuck and they hurt. Yum. So we've been busy in the garden today planting lots of things, because Chris went and got some seedlings from his favourite seedling lady at the markets. Planting the things that we eat a lot of. I'll let Chris explain though.
Yeah, so we've basically got 3 large beds here. That one being the shadiest, because we're going into autumn, we're going into winter, so the sun is lower. So that bed spends most of its day in the shade. This one gets medium sun. It probably gets stolen a few hours by where the house is placed. And this one gets pretty much full sun for most of the day. So with that said, we've kind of somewhat strategically planned to put what will deal with the least amount of light to what needs the most amount of light. So we've got like zucchinis here, we've got some spring onions, and then we did more like broccolis and kale and Brussels sprouts and cabbages in this bed, mixing with a few other things. And we've even got some chard there, and then that we're keeping more like just leafy greens, like spinach and lettuce and some more kale. And we've had some daikon radishes in there, and they seem to be pretty non-fussy, so they'll grow just about anywhere, I feel. And then yeah, so we pretty much achieved filling out all these beds. We've got a little space there, we could fit a bit more. I planted carrots in these big pots here, and once that all takes off, it should be a pretty full garden, and then it will just be staying on top of the weeds and replanting things as things come out, like interplanting in between before we take things out, keep the beds full. And yeah, we don't really need water at the moment. We haven't watered in like 3 weeks because it's just been pretty consistent rain. But yeah, that's where we're up to now. So our goal is to grow as much as we possibly can. And so at the moment we're just focusing on all our annual crops. The food forest is ticking over, and hopefully within time we can slowly chip away at buying less and less and less and less and growing all of our own things.
So since we actually took so long to make this video, is a good thing, because I'm going to get to show you the garden and what the garden looks like now from the previous video of when we just planted them. This is what the garden looks like now. It's flourishing, and we've been harvesting quite a lot out of it. So this is one of my favourites. This is a cucamelon vine, and they're called cucamelons because they look like little melons, but they're actually like a cucumber melon. They are the same family as the squash, but they're really epic for just putting in salads. You can just pick lots of them. They're like tiny little things. You just put them in your salads. And then this particular vine has just grown itself from last year. We planted it last year, and then it's just reseeded itself. We've done nothing for it, and it's just regrown. So that's why it's one of my favourites.
So this is our first attempt to grow squashes, and because we had so much rain, they really are susceptible to different fungal diseases. This one's obviously getting attacked by moldy mildew, and there are ways to treat this. We probably should have got on top of it earlier, but we'll just remove all these leaves for now. And it is still fruiting, and we have a little squash here. We've got a few off these trees, but obviously whether they'll survive will be determined if it rains or not. And they keep getting wet leaves, and it keeps proliferating. So these are zucchinis. I've got a few different varieties that I'm trying out, but being from the same family as the squashes, they're susceptible to all the same fungal problems, and unfortunately I always seem to plant them just before a huge amount of rain, so these ones were no exception. So they got the same disease, but they are still going, they're still trying, and we've got a few zucchinis. We've taken one off. These ones probably need a little bit longer, and we will start to treat this and see if we can get them happy. But and now we're coming out of winter, so they might get a bit more sun, a bit more light in the day. And hopefully we get lots of zucchinis, because we love zucchinis.
So just for a little FYI, there is a very specific way that you need to hang bananas, because obviously when you chop down bananas from your food forest, they will be green or yellowish, and then they'll need time to go yellow. So there is a specific way to hang them, otherwise your bananas will start falling off. You need to hang them bananas facing down. And as you can see, they're starting to go yellow, which I've been chopping some off as I go, because if you hang them the other way, when they start to ripen, all the bananas start to fall down and peel themselves off, which is not ideal. So this is the way that you hang bananas. Also, just want to show you this amazingly cool thing. When you have homegrown bananas and homegrown eggs, you get to create homemade banana bread. My favourite thing is like these are our bananas and our eggs in here into delicious, nutritious banana bread. Okay, so welcome back into the kitchen with me. I want to show you something really, really cool that we've started doing that is like mind-blowing. I'm like, why haven't we done this sooner? So you can grow loofahs in your garden, very easy to grow. They look kind of like a zucchini. So you leave them on the tree until they go like this kind of color. And it's really hard. And you can hear the seeds inside because the seeds dry out. And then you basically just sit here and you peel off. Let me show you. You peel off the skin like this. And then you do that for a while, and then eventually it looks like this. And there's still some seeds in here, and you just tap. You just tap it out, and you can get the little seeds out and regrow them. But then they turn into really, because then you can cut them like this, they turn into really, really epic dish scrubs. So this is what we actually use now to clean our dishes as our little dish scrub, which is fucking epic, and I will show you. And they just sponge right on back. Honestly, I never thought they would work that well, but they do. They're really, really durable. So easy to grow, so easy to harvest, and so easy to use on so many things. Like they scrub your dishes really well. They're without scratching. You can scrub and exfoliate your body with it. And it's literally just grown in the garden. So highly recommend it because they are very easy to grow.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been our winter harvest, and we should keep you updated with what happens next and as we roll into springtime.
So I'm sorry that it's taken so long to get to this video. We've been really busy with having friends visit, but we will endeavour to make them much faster, and the next one will be more about our home and our builds, and we will keep you updated with the garden and all the things that we're learning. Bye!